everyone, and welcome to an edition of the Daily Crow. I'm Chris Phillips, the Spurs Up Show, coming to you live. Going to talk some gambling. Time to do the best bet SEC gambling picks. Back for another week. Had a little bit of a rough week last week, trying to bounce back here. We have the best bet back again with South Carolina taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. You can see I have no tie on, still going suit. Had to switch some things up though. No shades, no tie. Like I said, we had a really, really rough week last week. So I'm trying to get back to winning ways because we're sitting at 500 right now. We need to have a big week this weekend. Before I get into everything, this is a broadcast brought to you by our friends at SeatGeek. If you're going to the South Carolina-Georgia game, if you're a Braves fan, you want to go to Game 5 to watch these guys try to clinch and go to the NLCS. Concerts, comedy club events, you need tickets to literally anything and everything. College football, NFL, NBA, NHL. Sports is in full swing now in October. Like I said, especially Braves fans, if you're tuning in, I know there are a lot of you who are South Carolina Gamecock fans and Braves fans. If you are going to Atlanta tomorrow, need your tickets to that ball game, go download the SeatGeek app, go to SeatGeek.com, use the promo code SPURSUP. You're going to save $20 off your first purchase. Like I mentioned, they've got tickets to literally anything and everything you can think of. They've got a great ticket rating system, which they rate those tickets for you based on the type of deal you're getting. So you know exactly what you're getting before you click that buy button. You're never going to have to worry about whether you're getting ripped off or is the deal that you're getting worth the bang for your buck. You're going to know all that before you click the buy button. They really give you that peace of mind. Again, that's our friends at SeatGeek. Download SeatGeek, go to SeatGeek.com. Use the promo code SPURSUP, SPURSUP, to save $20 off your first purchase, like I said, especially if you're going to Athens this weekend. If you're going to Atlanta tomorrow to watch Game 5 of the NLDS, why not get your tickets through SeatGeek and why not save $20 in the process? So again, that's SeatGeek's promo code SPURSUP. All right, like I said, best bet, SEC gambling picks, Week 7. As you can see, again, like I mentioned, still got the suit going, but no tie, no shades. We got to change something up. Last week was pretty rough. Went 1-4 in the SEC gambling picks. Obviously, no best bet with the bye week. But we're going to start there with the best bet for South Carolina, Georgia. Gamecocks taking on the Bulldogs in Athens, noon on Saturday. Obviously, South Carolina, a big underdog in this one. Line right now sitting South Carolina plus 24.5. Over-under set at 52.5. You know, when I look at this one, it's weird. I don't feel great on really any one side of this ball game. You know, because I can really see it going back and forth both ways, but I got to give my pick, right? So when I look at this ball game, when I take a look at the strategy in this game, what South Carolina is going to try to do, I think South Carolina is going to try to shorten this ball game up. They're going to stack the line of scrimmage. They obviously want to run the football with Rico Dowdle, Tavian Feaster. With Georgia, listen, we understand that Georgia is the more superior team talent-wise. We know what Georgia likes to do. Jake Fromm, a fantastic quarterback, but Georgia wants to run the football. Again, I think South Carolina, their best bet in this one's going to be trying to shorten the game up, run the football themselves, keep Jake Fromm and that offense off the field. I like South Carolina to cover the plus 24.5. I think 24.5 is way too much in this football game. If nothing else, I think South Carolina gets a late backdoor cover in this one, loses by 21. But I just 24.5 to me feels like a ton. I understand that Vegas doesn't like the win that South Carolina had over Kentucky. And listen, Kentucky was not a good football team. It's funny. There's so much still unknown about this South Carolina Gamecocks football team through 5 games, if you will. There's so much I feel like we don't know about this team. But I do think South Carolina, it's a noon kick. It won't be quite as raucous at Sanford Stadium. Listen, Georgia's the more superior talented team. But I think the Gamecocks are going to come in with the mindset, again, keep the ball on the ground, run the football, shorten the game up. And I just don't see Georgia blowing South Carolina covering that 24.5. So I like South Carolina plus 24.5 for my best bet for South Carolina, Georgia. Taking a look at what you guys said. Ran the poll, obviously 40% of you say South Carolina plus 24.5. 23% say taking Georgia minus 24.5. 22% over 55.5 and under, 16% of you say under 55.5 out of 576 votes. So not bad. Again, I think South Carolina plus 24.5. That just feels like way too much. Especially, I think a game that could be close, at least going midway through the third quarter. Listen, I'm going to go and spoil it. I don't think South Carolina's going to win this football game, but 24.5 just feels like way too much in my opinion. So give me South Carolina plus 24.5 for my best bet for this weekend's game. All right, let's get in the SEC gambling picks. Like I said, 1-4 last week puts us at 23, 23, and 3 overall. So we need a big weekend, which is, again, why you see I changed some stuff up. No shades, no tie. We got to change something up. Didn't want to completely desert the suit, if you will. But we got to change something up. We got to get back to winning ways. And it's a very interesting card this week. I got a lot of totals this week you're going to notice. So let's start Tennessee, Mississippi State. Mississippi State is 6.5-point favorite, over-under set at 53. I love the under 53 here. Love the under, love the total. I think both teams defensively will play well. I don't trust either team on offense. I think under 53 is stealing in this one. Give me the under 53 in Tennessee, Mississippi State. Texas A&M against Alabama. Alabama traveling to College Station. Bama, a 17-point favorite, over-under set at 60. Like I mentioned, you guys, I think A&M is going to be the sexy pick here at home. Everybody remembers the upset with Johnny Manziel. You don't get rich betting against Alabama, and I'm certainly not going to start doing it here. I like the over 60. I do think there will be some fireworks in this one with Tua, with Kellen Mond. Alabama has shown they are susceptible on defense. I think Kellen Mond will be able to have some success against Alabama, but I think Bama will be too strong. I'm not going to touch that spread, but I love the over 60 in this one. That feels like stealing to me. Vanderbilt against UNLV. Vandy, a 14.5-point favorite, over-under set at 59. Give me the under 59 again here. This one again feels like stealing. This total feels way, way too high. I think both teams defensively are solid. I think this will be a much lower scoring game. Interesting in this one, Vandy, a 14.5-point favorite. Anytime Vandy's a 2-touchdown favorite over anybody, it raises some eyebrows. But just be safe. Take the under 59, win yourself some money. Missouri, Ole Miss. Missouri, 11.5-point favorite, over-under set at 55. Give me Mizzou to cover. I think Kelly Bryant and that offense will have a lot of success against Ole Miss. Mizzou covering the 11.5. I don't think it's a very close game at all. I think Ole Miss, I've said before, one of, if not the worst team in the conference. So give me Missouri to cover the 11.5. Kentucky, Arkansas. Kentucky is 6.5-point favorite, over-under set at 53.5. Another one I'm going under. Give me under 53.5. Again, I know it's scary taking a lot of unders, obviously, but give me the under 53.5. I just, in this game, I don't trust, again, either offense. I don't think either team is very good, and I don't see this being some type of offensive outburst. Give me the under 53.5 without a doubt. And then LSU, Florida, the game of the week, the game, maybe the game of the year. I don't know, the game of the country this weekend. Everybody's got an eye on the college game days there. Night game at LSU. LSU, a 13-point favorite here. 13-point favorite, over-under set at 54.5. I went back and forth on this one. But I'm going to do it because, all the talk of how overrated Florida is, and I was the same way. I picked Auburn to cover -3, and I didn't think it'd be close. I thought Auburn would expose Florida, and Florida took Auburn to the woodshed, really. It didn't ever feel like a really close game to me. I like Florida plus 13. Listen, I'm not saying that Florida is as good a team as LSU and that LSU is not much superior to Florida, but I just have a hard time believing Dan Mullen's not going to have his team ready to play and ready to show up. I think it's a closer game than the experts think. Shout out to Lee Corso. I like Florida covering the 13 points. Again, I think it'll be one for the ages. I think it'll be an awesome game. I expect LSU to win, but at some point we got to start giving Florida their due credit, and I'm not going to get bit in the ass again saying that Florida's overrated and they're not going to be ready to play and LSU's going to blow them out of the water. 13 feels like way too much in a big-time, prime-time game like this. Give me the Gators plus 13 here. So again, that's my SEC gambling picks. Best bet for South Carolina, Georgia. I like South Carolina plus 24.5. Again, I think that's way too much. If nothing else, Gamecocks are going to cover that back door, and even then, I don't think they're going to need that. Again, I'm not saying South Carolina's going to win, but 24.5 feels like a bunch in that football game, especially a noon kick at Sanford. Both teams want to run the football. I don't know. I don't see 24.5. We'll see, but otherwise, we need a big week. 1-4 last week. Got to get that record improved. Other than that, appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, if you're going to NLDS Game 5 tomorrow, if you're going to South Carolina, Georgia, any other sporting events, concerts, comedy club events, use our friends at SeatGeek and use the promo code SPURSUP to save $20 off your first purchase. That's going to do it for me. Be sure to stay tuned for tomorrow, the Spurs Up Show, our brand new episode dropping tomorrow, featuring former Gamecocks catcher Robert Berry, and obviously I'll be previewing the Georgia game in its entirety. Also, watch party on Saturday at Tanny Hills Group Therapy. If you're a student and you're in town for whatever reason, for fall break, or if you live in the Columbia area, you want to come out and need a fun place to watch the game on Saturday, we will be at Tanny Hills Group Therapy. Doors open at 11:30. Game obviously kicks off at noon, so come join us for that. Other than that, appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.